you later, mate.
See you later. Good morning everybody, and welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if you're new and you're just clicking on today's video. Today you are joining me on Friday the 28th of November, so it is the day after Thanksgiving. Hope everyone's had a fantastic Thanksgiving, and today you're joining me in San Diego. So last video we were in LA, and today we're in San Diego. We've been here for a couple of days, and I am not even going to say this prematurely, I'm literally like in love with this place, so I'm kind of sad that we're only here for a couple of days. But today we've got basically a normal day ahead. I've just started off the day. You'll see I got a Starbucks, and I'm now just doing a little bit of setup work for a new client that I have got coming on board for this next week. I am about to go and make the first meal of the day, and then we're off to train pull today. We've got a big pull session, and I'm actually going to film the session, take you through what training is looking like at the moment, and also show you the gym that we're training at here, which is, it has to be the best gym in San Diego, but honestly it's probably like one of the best gyms that I personally have ever been to as well. So stay tuned to see the gym, to see the session as well, which will hopefully be lots of fun, and also just take you through today, show you what the day is looking like and how I obviously set up my day whilst I am away. This is literally the last stint of me being away before I will be back home and hibernating in the UK throughout the winter, but showing you how I obviously set up my food, set up my training, and how everything's just rolling. Honestly, just also at this point in the off season where I am literally in the thick of my improvement season at the moment. I'm the heaviest that I've been in this off season so far, but I also feel the best that I've ever felt at these body weights, which is really cool. And these are the places where we make progress. So hopefully a great video to give you some more insight on, you know, what it takes and what I'm eating and what I'm doing to make great progress at this stage, but also how you can enjoy and incorporate like different things and travel and still make everything work alongside even working and things like that, especially as an online coach as well. So yeah, stay tuned for the rest of the day. I'm going to go and make meal number one for myself and AJ. So my diet today is basically going to be the exact same as a normal diet that you would see at home, apart from a couple of very slight differences. So difference number one is that AJ actually did increase my food last week. Very kind of him. So I've got a little bit more food in general on this day. My meal one is always going to stay the same. I don't think I'll ever really put extra food in my first meal. I've said this before, but I like to keep my first meal quite small. I like to just do protein, fat, and then like some fruit, as opposed to having something really carb heavy first thing. So that meal is still cooking as always. Over here we've got beef, veggies, and then I'll do some fruit and some cashews with that for my fats. And then I'm just getting my pre-workout meal, which is my meal 2, ready now. So that's actually going to now be 100 grams of oats, and this is creamy wheat, which is actually very, very nice. I don't know if I had this in the last video, I don't think I did, but this is something I don't even know if we have this in the UK. It's like cream of rice, but cream of wheat, and obviously it's creamy wheat, it's not cream of wheat, but it's very good. So I like to do that as my little mix, and I'll get this ready whilst that kind of finishes up. So that's the main change. The other change that you will see today is that I am actually going to add a nice little addition and sweet treat into my diet today, because I would like to, and because whilst I'm here I have seen something that I would like to have, and I'm going to show you exactly how you can and should, if you want to, include something like that into your diet, like whilst you're away, or if you fancy something different on the off occasion. And it doesn't necessarily need to be something that pulls away from your total macros or your goals, and you can very, very easily eat off plan or have something different without it being something that massively impacts your progress either. So I'm gonna mix this up now, and then I'll show you meal one as well when it is prepped. So we've just had our meal one, and I thought I'd come outside to show you the lovely view from our balcony. I almost showed you like the pool bit downstairs, and there was this old man actually getting changed outdoors, so I thought I'd just wait a minute before I do that. This is our balcony here in San Diego, and look at that in the background. You can see the ocean. If I flip it around, you can probably see it a little bit better down there. It is absolutely gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. The sun has just come out, the sun is shining, which is lovely. And we just had our first meal. So that first meal, as I said, it was beef, 100 grams of beef, 100 grams of veg, 100 grams of raspberries, and 15 grams of cashews, because I'm loving my cashews at the moment, as I still was in the last video. Nothing's really changed, funnily, in the space of about 5 days. But what I'm actually planning to do next is I'm going to go down for a little bit of a walk, as I like to do after my first meal anyway, and I'm going to go to this very, very nice little donut shop that I have seen down below, and I'm going to grab a donut for later on, because I would like to try a donut. It's not very often that I would have a donut on a daily basis, and I just want to have something different. And literally my plan for today will be normal food outside of that. Meal one the same, pre-workout the same, post-workout the same, and then my last 2 meals would normally be quite big meals. So all I'm going to do is just pull a little bit of carbs, a little bit of fats, in order to create some caloric allowance for the carbs and fats in the donut. But I keep my structure the same, keep my protein feedings the same. I'll definitely keep my fruit and veg the same. I'm literally just going to create a little bit of a shift, and it's not something that I would do every day, because I like to have my normal whole food diet. I like to keep my regular spacing of macros. I like to fuel my performance well, fuel my recovery well, keep good digestion. But every now and then you might want to have something a little bit different, and that is perfectly fine. So that's going to be my plan, is I'm going to go down and grab that soon, and then we'll come back up, do a little bit more work, and I am then going to have my pre-workout and head to the gym. The reason why I'm going now as well is because the donut shop opens early, because I'm assuming they bake them early when they're fresh, and then you grab them when they're fresh, and then they close early, so then I can just save it for a little bit later. If I go and I see something I'm like, I'm not actually fancying those, and I might not get one, but AJ will probably tell me off if I don't, because he knows that he knows that I secretly want one. But yeah, anyway, this is the balcony. It's absolutely gorgeous here. The weather is so nice for, what was it now? It's nearly December, which is crazy. It was like 26 degrees yesterday, and I was literally in factor 50. I just can't quite wrap my head around it, but I'm preparing myself for the fact that we're going to have basically 5 months of darkness when we return back to the UK as well. I also forgot to mention, I have actually got another lovely consultation call this morning in 30 minutes. So I'm actually going to nip down quickly now, because I was going to do a bit more work, and I'm going to go, make sure no one's in the lift. I'm going to go down now to grab that. A little bit of movement, and I'll come back up, but we're going to do plenty of walking later, so I actually don't want to do too many steps now, because I don't want another 20,000 step day like I did yesterday. Or where's your head at on that front? Yeah. Yeah, I think honestly that's such a fantastic goal to have in mind, because it gives you a really nice time frame ahead to basically keep growing, keep gathering some good momentum, because ultimately we also want to spend as much time as we possibly can away from a deficit. Okay, is this growing phase still productive? Are you still feeling good? Like, is your appetite still okay? Digestion still okay? All of that stuff. Because when you're eating a lot of food as well, you can get to a point when it's like, oh God, like I'm struggling here. So we'll make sure that it's obviously still productive. And if we need to pull back a little bit sooner and set that photo shoot maybe more August time, for example, then we can. It's time now for the best time of the day, because we've got the pre-workout meal, which is, as always, 100 gram oats, cream of rice, dark chocolate, nut butter, raspberries, and what time is it, AJ?
The sprint quali.
Why'd you say that like
And
that?
Loz will be ready to eat in half an hour.
I have been busy. I've had a setup to do. I've been busy with work. Well, just in case everyone doesn't know, AJ's way more efficient at his job than I am. Is that right? Who's gonna get pole?
Piastri.
You think? What do you think are gonna be Piastri, Norris, Max?
No. I have to be Piastri, Norris, Russell.
Oh. Oh no, Max.
Not yet.
Okay, well, fingers crossed, we'll soon find out. You'll all know the race result anyway by the time this video goes out. We'll know the race result by the time I've eaten my pre-workout meal. We're off now to Starbucks. Yeah?
Yeah.
We watched Colin and it wasn't a great result.
Poor Max.
What was he in the end, 6?
6 or 7.
I got up and left after his lap because I was very upset. So I'm really hoping that things turn around, otherwise it's going to be a sorrowful weekend.
You're alright.
I'll be fine
We'll pull it back for the main quali and the main race.
Let's hope so. But for now, we're going to go get a beverage. We're walking down towards the, what is that, harbour? Pier? Water. Going down towards the water. We're a bit nervous about the whole jaywalking situation here because I don't know if you get in trouble for it or not. Oh, green, we can walk.
Barred.
Get barred? I think
Barred from San Diego.
I think you'd
I
get.
can't come back.
I think you'd get arrested.
Barred.
No. Right, time to caffeinate. Time to pull some heavy things from the floor. Isn't that right?
LBs.
Some LBs.
Pull some LBs.
Just a very, very quick one from me on this session, because I only got a few clips from the session but wanted to still talk you through what the session was like. I'll leave a full written layout of what we ended up doing for the session in total, but honestly, this gym, the gym is literally what it's called. It's the fucking coolest place ever. The vibes are so good, the kit is so good, the location is so good. It's right near Pacific Beach in San Diego. It's just a really cool place. Like, honestly, I could train somewhere like this all the time and I would absolutely love it. So anyway, we trained pull here yesterday. Obviously I had my deadlifts in this session. I'd actually not stiff legged for well over like a week or maybe 10 days here, because we took a little bit more rest around Worlds. We had a couple of pull / upper days where we did not do any stiff leg work, or I didn't, so I'd not hinged in a little while. So I was actually really happy to take the set I did on this session, which was 124 maybe 0.2 kilos or something because of all the pound conversions for 10 reps. So I was really happy with that because that was actually a really good progression. And prior to that, I actually, in the last pull session I did, literally struggled to even get the bar off the floor. So just shows sometimes the difference in having a fresh day, having a little bit more rest can really make. And I am probably going to be making some slight adjustments to my split when we get home. I spoke about this in a recent video where I talked you through my current split and said, you know, I might amend the volume and the layout and the frequency a little bit, and it's likely that I will go to a consistent 5-day-a-week split. But I'll talk you through that when we get back home. But this was an amazing session, really good fun, and hopefully you've got some insight from just kind of seeing the layout here. Ultimately, it doesn't matter whether I'm at home, whether I'm away. Keep the structure fairly similar and always keep the effort level high, the intensity high, the quality high. That is always what matters most. Is it on me?
It is now, yeah.
Okay,
You're smiling now because you've gone to the toilet.
Exactly, I needed a wee, guys. And girls know when you need a wee and you're out and about.
Oh God, it's awful. It's the worst thing ever. It's so annoying.
It's annoying for me. Anyway, we finished pool. I'll have gone through the session, I'm sure. And we're now just out. So we decided to go to the museum today, the Mid-Mary Museum. So as a result, just having a having a shake. Obviously, I've got my my Perform Whey little sachet in my pit stop shaker. These are actually great for travel. You can just take it with you.
It's as simple as
Nice
that.
and easy. You don't have to have like a full whey thing, so you can take these when you're out on the go. Because we'll probably go and get a little bit of food in a bit, but we obviously gotta spike that MPS.
Jesus.
Haven't we? No, just getting a protein feeding in, so don't go too long without eating. And we'll go have something a bit later. So I actually think that this video is probably a good example for you all to see that it's not a perfect day of eating, as in my normal meals, but I'm still eating for my goals, as I said earlier, which I think a lot of bodybuilders don't show stuff like that and make you think that all they do is just stick to their plan all the time, and that's not how you have to live to be a good bodybuilder.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's absolutely massive. So we've actually ended up, after going to the museum, which, by the way, the Midway Museum is absolutely unreal. It's like an old aircraft carrier. We walked around there for a few hours, and we have now ended up in Little Italy, which is near where we're staying, and we've come for, obviously, some Italian food, because we've been for... We went for Mexican, and then we had some Mediterranean yesterday, which is obviously very similar to what we'd have normally. But we obviously fancy coming here, having something a little bit different. Went in Little Italy, so we've ordered some pizza pasta. Here is Mr. Mauricio, ready for his pizza pasta.
Pizza grotto. So I'm helping Loz with her vlog here by giving you guys an example of eating nice food in moderation. So we've shared a pizza, we've shared some pasta. We're not going to eat them because they look terrible. And we've left this, and that's fine. Like, yeah, of course it's not ideal to waste food, but US portions are massive, and we don't need to eat everything that's here, so we don't. We eat according to what we would like, and also our needs for the day. So it's as simple as that. However, we may just get this packaged up, because we may at some point want to have a cold pizza slice. Or we could give it to someone. That's another really good option. So we'll probably give it to someone. So yeah, hopefully that helps people understand things.
I'm filming this very important segment on the iPhone. These are the amenities in our hotel, and as you can see, there is some pool, snooker. I'm still not sure which one it is. I
think this is snooker with stripes on the players.
I thrashed AJ the other day, so...
It wasn't actually a thrash, it was relatively close.
But he destroyed me at mini golf, so we're going to go again. We'll see how it ends for round 2. I can't say I'm entirely sure what possessed me, But after our thoroughly riveting game of pool, I decided to join AJ in his sauna expedition. And for those who don't know, me and the heat, we don't really get along very well. But obviously there are some benefits of using the sauna. So I was like, I'll come and join you. And you know what? As hard as it actually was, because I really don't like being hot, I feel very relaxed afterwards. I'm obviously looking a little bit worse for wear. But yeah, I feel really relaxed. I feel like things like that, sauna or even like ice baths, they obviously force you to control your breathing, be really present, and not think about as well other things. So like when I'm in there, I literally can't think about anything else. And that was actually a really, really nice way of just generally like decompressing and like decompressing my thoughts more than anything else. And I think that's definitely one of the main things that most people really struggle with, like especially in the current day and age with like social media and reels and TikToks, is like the ability to not just constantly be mentally stimulated. And there is huge benefit in like being bored, and in a lot of ways it's not about being bored, it's about being present and not just thinking about a million different things in one go. What's happening next, what's just happened, what you need to do, what you want, what you don't want, like just so many different things. Yeah, I think it's something that you can always implement in your day. Obviously you don't have to go in the sauna, but it can be just like moments of presence, whether that's, wow, my face looks really red, whether that's just like daily calm or headspace or meditation. It can honestly be so helpful, especially if you are somebody who does generally get quite overwhelmed, as I think most people do. And from a bodybuilding perspective, of course, that's going to play a huge role in, you know, your recovery and your stress management and your ability to honestly make great progress. So anyway, I've come back a little bit earlier than AJ. He's decided, like a psychopath, to stay in for even longer after the time went off. So I'm going to get a shower, and then I'm going to prepare my last meal, which I think I'm just going to do, instead of having oats this evening, I'm going to do whey and berries and rice cakes. That was the word. This is why my head's not operating. Because obviously we ate out a little bit earlier. AJ gave a really great message at the end of that meal, and I'm sure I'll get time to talk about it a little bit later, but for now I'm going to get a shower because I'm looking really red, and then we'll catch up in a little bit. Okie dokie. So despite my forehead looking a little bit large, I have had my shower, so I'm a little bit refreshed. I'm going to carry on with what I was saying. And I was thinking about it a little bit whilst I was in the shower, and actually what this video has done is it's shown you a really good perspective and a very realistic, and in my opinion as well, a very healthy view, an example of having off-planet eating in your day, in your life, as a bodybuilder, and what that can, as I say, realistically look like in a healthy setting as well, which I don't think that many bodybuilders share. Like often, a lot of people, you'll see the people who are 100% or nothing, like always on plan, everything's perfect, don't miss a beat, don't miss a meal, etc., etc. And then you also see people who are just doing like 10,000 calorie challenges at like the other end of the spectrum, and there is a balance to be had. So I think I also give a really good example of being at the point I am in my process. So like I am 13, 14 months deep into my off season. My normal daily diet on a day like today in terms of intake is like 3,000 calories, because I've spent a lot of time building my food up like this. I probably would not have a day of eating like this close to being, you know, post prep, because my baseline food would be very low, my body would be in a very sensitive position, I'd find it much harder with regards to digestion, hunger signaling, like we spoke about earlier with leaving food, finding it harder to know where to leave food, where you're full, what you actually want, what you don't want, where you're physically hungry, psychologically hungry, etc. So that's the first thing. And then given the example of well, I think the best way of putting it is that there's two things that you don't want to do, or you want to try to be able to manage better when eating off plan. So the first one is obviously overeating or eating for the sake of food being there. And the reality is it's okay to go out and have different food. You know, I think sometimes as bodybuilders, sometimes we feel like we shouldn't like other food, right? Like you shouldn't like these other things, enjoy your diet, love your diet. And you guys know, I love my diet. I absolutely love my diet. And I love to, honestly, for the most part of my diet, eating whole foods. I like my normal meals. But sometimes, every now and then, I'm in San Diego. It's nice to go out for a meal. It's nice to try a bit of pizza and have these things. And sometimes often you have them and you're like, oh, I kind of like also like my normal meal as well instead, which is also great. But it's okay to enjoy something different. It's okay to enjoy a sweet treat or to like food, like that's perfectly fine. But it's understanding that you can have something that is off plan or something that's different, and it doesn't have to be a super high calorie meal. It doesn't have to be an overconsumption of your calories. There's a difference between having something different or something off plan versus just having a massive cheat meal or having a massive amount of calories in one go. The two things don't have to be the same, and I think that understanding you can just literally swap out some of your calories for the day for something else is perfectly fine and a very healthy thing to learn to be able to do. And the other part in that is also not under eating when you eat out, because this is something that I actually see more commonly with a lot of my girls, whether that's in the off season or whether it's when they go on holiday or post show, whatever it may be, is seeing that setting of going out or being out of their normal structure to miss too much of the meals. So what you'll see, like for me today, is outside of having anything different, I'll still have my protein feedings. So I don't miss my protein feedings, still have my same 5 protein feedings over the day. That's important to make sure you're eating enough, but also will help you with satiety too. But then the other thing is then when I go out for a meal, it's like, again, having that ability to not overeat and not undereat. And that is definitely something that does take time, but I think it's important for you to be able to practice that as well. So hopefully that is something that you've been able to take away from that, because I think that's actually an important message, and it's kind of made me realize how this video has shown, honestly, like a realistic, like, and healthy off-plan, I wouldn't even say day, but way to approach off-plan eating, like in general, whatever the setting may be. So anyway, I'm about to prepare my last meal because we're gonna sit, watch something on the TV here. This little setup in this apartment is so nice. And then it'll be time for bed. So obviously, blue light blockers are coming on. But this is why I don't like not wearing the headband, because the headband makes my forehead look a lot smaller than it is in reality. Good morning, everyone. I'm just going to try and prop you on the windowsill whilst I film the final segment. The lighting is a bit strange in my hair. It looks like it needs a wash. That sauna last night has not helped my hair. I freshly styled it yesterday and it's looking worse for wear. I cannot wait to get back and have my Dyson Airwrap again, because I'm really missing her at the moment. I really am. Very sad that today is actually our last day. But at the same time, I'm excited to get home and enjoy a lot of the Christmassy things. But San Diego has been absolutely unreal. I love it here, and I definitely think that we will come back for sure whenever we are in the States. I've been so fortunate and so lucky that I've been to quite a lot of different cities and states within the US, and this is definitely up there at the very, very top for sure. I think I really love, I don't know if anyone who's watching this has been to South Carolina or Charleston, but that is also probably my favorite place in the US. But in terms of being here for like bodybuilding purposes as well, it's like top notch. But anyway, I meant to say I'm sorry I didn't cap off the video yesterday. I literally made my last meal and I was really really tired, especially because I've been taking a little bit of melatonin recently just to help with the sleeps. And I just forgot to film my last meal. But what I ended up doing is I had whey, berries, a couple of rice cakes, and I just tried a little bit of the nice bits of the donuts. Honestly, they were just a bit dry and they're a bit dead. So I'm just not bothered about like not, the word isn't like wasting calories on food, it's just that I wasn't bothered about having them. So I was like, I'd rather just have my rice cakes, nut butter, try a little bit of them, but I don't need to eat all of them, and I don't need to eat both of them if I don't want to have them. So I literally just tried a tiny little bit of each, left the rest. Woken up today, body weight's the same today as it was yesterday. It was 131.2 yesterday, 131.2 today. And that's literally as simple as it is. And I'm just editing bits of the video now, and it is just literally reiterating those points that I made for you guys in the recent clips, of just giving you like a very honest perspective of what a day looks like, that where you can have something that is off plan or a meal out and it not massively pull away from your day. You know, like even in this situation where then I wanted to have something a little bit sweet, I had something a little bit sweet, like a small amount of something still with my normal fruit and protein feeding for my last meal, but I didn't have to eat loads all in one go, and I didn't have to feel like I had to eat for the sake of eating. And I think that it hopefully has given you some good perspective on that too. So overall, I hope you've just enjoyed this video. We'll be back to all the usual stuff back home from next week, so we'll be back at it from there. But if you have watched along this video, thank you so much. If you've made it to the end, leave a sunshine comment down below, because we've had a lot of nice sunshine here, so it feels nicely on trend. And I promise you, the next 4, 5, 6 months, you ain't going to be seeing any sunshine in my vlogs back in the UK. It's probably going to be dark and grey for the months ahead, but it's all good. It's all good. Still love being at home. Still love it for the festive times. It's good. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you for all the love and support, and I'll see you hopefully in the next one.